morning pressure. How you doing, baby? Happy Monday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel. I don't like to do that. Y'all missed it. Our queen Facebook. I'm gonna try to get it when she. I don't like putting people on blast like that without letting them know that they being filmed. But when I tell you this lady got on a pajama set, I kid you not. You just seen it on TikTok. Facebook, I'm going to try to catch her coming out. I know I feel so bad. I hate filming people without their knowledge, but my God. Why? Right? That's one thing I ain't never... First of all, go to the YouTube channel, Coffee and Conversation with Shakenya. Show me some love. I appreciate it. Share some of the videos, guys. I'm trying to be famous. The grandbaby said I got to go viral. I told them that I do my videos and I'm trying to be famous, and they told me, these the little ones whose hair I be braiding. They was like, oh, you got to go viral, grandma. And then you gonna be famous. That's what they both said. The two littlest ones, right? So yeah, I need you to help me go viral. Share some of the videos, but Facebook, when she come out, I'm gonna try to catch it, because you ain't gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. It's a satin, look like Vicky's Secret short set. Nothing sexy, but sexy, cute, satin. Something that I'm gonna go get back in my bed in, right, after she done been out here in the element. I want to say something so bad, but I tell you, if I speak and say something to everybody that I feel a way about, I probably wouldn't be here today, right? Like people that throw trash out their car. I be wanting to run up on their car and hit the hood. And then point to the trash can so they'll know, throw that shit over there. Don't fix it, Jesus is a Christian show. Don't throw it out here. Right? Because you ain't going to do that across 8 Mile. They just throw trash out the car. So people that come outside in bonnets and pajamas, I be wanting to tap all of them on the shoulder. Yep. I do. Just to ask. Why? I ain't never embarrassed my kids like that. Going up to their school, picking them up in pajamas and stuff and bonnets. Yo, girls do that. Women do that. And I don't understand it. Like, that lets me know nobody raised you. Right? Because if somebody raised you, you'll know better. Right? I'm gonna try to catch her. I'm gonna try to catch her, Facebook. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not a bad person. Yeah. I don't make this stuff up. Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't. We should. Why? Why do we do this? Yeah, so that lets me know you ain't been raised. Ain't nobody tell you when you get up in the morning, take your pajamas off and wash your ass and put your clothes on. Either wash up, take a bath, or whatever, but before you leave out this house, you put on some clothes, right? And then that bonnet is for you to sleep in. My grandma used to wear it with her rollers, but keep her rollers in her hair, right? And then you take it off in the morning and you comb your hair. You don't leave out the house until your hair is combed. You don't come out with bonnets. So that's not fashion. That's not a fashion statement. That's ghetto, it's tacky, and you grown as hell, you should know better, right? So when you leave out the house and you got your house shoes on and your pajamas, and then you come back in the house, you tracking the same dirt and piss and trash that's on the ground. You tracking that in your house when you wear your shoes out and bring them in. Yeah, you should take your shoes off when you come in. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you, if you don't like germs in your house, you like walking around barefoot, you know, Yeah, you don't walk through your house with them nasty shoes on. So that's what's on your, and that ain't even what I came to talk to y'all about. That's what's on your floor, right? So yeah, she even got on house shoes, right? I can't make this stuff, right? And then that bonnet, all the elements that's outside, that falls down from the sky, that blows in the wind, is getting on that bonnet. And I guarantee you, when you get home, you still got that bonnet and you lay your head on that pillow. Yeah, so now your face breaking out and you don't know why. Well, it's because of all the elements that's on your bonnet that you've been wearing outside, you've been wearing and you've been laying it on your pillow. That's why your face breaking out, right? I'm just telling you. So y'all, today, make sure you get a copy of my book. If you don't get it today, get it tomorrow. Dysfunctional Family Knot. It's loosely around my life. You can get it from lulupublishing.com. You can get it from Amazon. And you can get it from Urban City Publishing. I would appreciate it. It's written from a child growing up. So you get the perspective of my life as I'm growing up as a child. So I'm going through Handstein Elementary, Jackson Middle School, Finney High School. I'm going to the dancery. I'm at the top of the city. I'm out there hanging. I'm doing me, right? I'm young. I'm growing up. But I also have journal entries, so I talk about my adult life. So now I got children. I got custody of my little brothers. I'm married now. I'm pregnant in the episodes. So I talk about everything. So I'm also able to predict our future. Yep. I'm able to predict the future. So if you read the book, you will get a generalization of how we should be right now. If you read the book. Yeah, I wrote it just so people would know who I am when I run for office, right? Considering I was a no-name person, I have never been in a clique. I've never been like that type of person. I've always kind of been a solo person. So yeah, after I had one best friend for real, and I had people that I associate with, but after that, yeah, I'm kind of solo. Then I had a good friend for years, and we just recently kind of, I ain't gonna say part ways, but some distance there, right? After like 30 years. I know. Pains me to no end. Yeah, have you had to distance yourself from people that you love and probably been in your life for a long time, and things happen, and I know it's life. It's life. Yeah. But how are you? Are you dealing with it? Are you good? Yeah. How do you handle disappointment? How do you handle when someone's disappointed in you? Right? Because as far as I know, I've had a couple people that probably distanced themselves because of me. Right? Maybe I didn't do something. Maybe I didn't live up to their expectations. Maybe I didn't do something I was supposed to do. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Me, I think I'm a good friend. I do. I think I stand by people. I think I'm loyal. Right? It's people that don't divulge secrets to me I still ain't told. And we ain't friends. Right? You know how sometimes when you stop being friends with somebody, you start talking about them to people, trying to change their character to people, how people look at them and view them. Yeah. So yeah, like you better maybe. I don't know. I don't do that. Yeah, if I stop being friends with you, I might talk about the incident itself to people. I might even share it on here. But it's not no point for me to talk about you and try to demean your character and make you look bad. Like, I don't have to put nobody down for me to look. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm me. It is what it is, right? It's just me. This is what you gonna get, right? I don't have to talk about nobody, make nobody feel bad or make others look at you a certain way. Like, in due time, if I parted ways with you, it's because you probably did something. And chances are, what you did to me, you probably do to other people. So, it ain't no need for me to talk about you, because they probably gonna find out on their own how you is, right? Yeah, and if somebody asks me about you, I'm only gonna share the experience if they have had one with me. Yeah, ain't no need of me to talk about it, but yeah, if somebody done experienced the same thing and they tell me, yeah, I might say something. Yeah, I might. So y'all, today, real quick, today we are still in what if land. Yep. No new you might get a new manipulation tip out of this, I don't know, but no real manipulations. We really just going over your final. And one of the things in your final was the manipulation tips that Dad was using, or could have possibly used, because again, I still don't know. I know, yeah, if a child got no contact with you or something happened, you typically know about that. It's usually stages that leads up to it. You done did some things, the parent down checked you a couple times, CPS probably now been involved, right? But it's an escalation. It's not no such thing as just something happened, one little thing, and now everything is just gone and disconnected and no. Hey, twin, nope, it don't go like that. Good morning. Nope, it don't go like that. Yep. Not when you raising children and y'all sharing them. Yep. Nope. Everybody has a right to defend themselves. Everybody has a right to that baby. Everybody, so when you're sharing children, yeah, you got to use the seeds of co-parenting. Yeah, y'all got to compromise. Y'all got to work together. Y'all got to communicate. Y'all got to have some care and concern for one another. If you just can't get around it in this new relationship. I know you still mad because y'all broke up and why y'all broke up, but that relationship has nothing to do with this new co-parenting relationship. Yeah, this is strictly something that has to be solid, etched in stone, has to last. There's no reason why me and Dad couldn't get along. Yeah, all those years I was raising her, we got along to me. Even though we wasn't talking. Yeah, we wasn't fighting. We wasn't on World Star. I told you I wasn't clocking that mama out every time. No, it was none of that. It was, hey, how you doing? We was all cordial. Another C of co-parenting, right? So yeah, there was no way it should be a situation where it was a total disconnect. Yeah, I wasn't beating on that baby. I wasn't going upside her head. I wasn't taking out all my frustration out on that baby. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I wasn't using drugs, right? It is nothing that we couldn't have talked about. Yeah. And if Dad had so many issues and parenting concerns, it wasn't nothing we could have talked about. And I don't know how he could have had too many. My other baby daddy didn't have a lot of issues with me. Yeah, like when I came to him about the cell phone, I said she's too young to have a cell phone. I feel that I'm trying to shelter her from certain things on the internet. And so I came to him and let him know because he wanted to buy her a phone. Same as the baby's dad, right? I'm like, nope, you continue to call me. I continue to give her the phone, and that's what we did. But I let him know I'm trying to preserve innocence. I let him know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shelter her from the internet and social media. I don't think that she needs a phone. Right now, I'm picking her up, dropping her off. She at school. She can call me. He said, stop right there. You don't want her to have a phone? She ain't got to have a phone. You her mama. So it's whatever you say, go. That's what he told me. I miss him so much. I miss Kevin. Yeah, not you, not your brother. My baby daddy named Kevin, Keith. I miss him. Yeah, he let me take the lead when it came to raising our daughter, as I should, right? That other baby daddy, he fought me on every turn, got her a phone at 11. She got social media pages. She had a boyfriend early. She having sex early. I'm talking to her the same as I'm talking to the 18-year-old who was still pure. Fix it, Jesus. So it makes a difference, right? Giving a child a cell phone too early makes a hell of a difference. I'm trying to tell you, that's only if you're trying to preserve innocence. You don't want your child to grow up too fast, and you don't want your child on social media. The things I see when I cut on my social media, I wouldn't want my child to look at or see, right? Yeah, some of that stuff I don't see on the internet done scarred me for life. I don't see the execution, I don't see the assassination, I don't see all type of stuff just turning on my social media. Same thing your babies is turning on, right? So yeah, that's one thing. But today we're going over the manipulation tips, and we are in what if world. And what if Dad didn't use any of them? And again, we don't know for sure if Dad used it. I'm only going off the clues that I've had, right? Like things that the baby has said to me. Lets me know that somebody grown talking to her, because the things that she has said to me, nobody in our household is saying it and talking about it. Nobody in my camp, like my family, they not talking like that to kids, and they ain't never talked to my other kids like that, right? And don't nobody play favoritism, so I can't see nobody in my camp, in my village, on my mama's side or my dad's side, pulling my baby out, isolating her, and talking to her about me. That's not good. Yeah, so we crossed all my people off the list. Yeah. So the only thing left is Dad's side. He's the only other interference. He's the only thing that's extra. He's the only thing that's connected to the baby. So yeah, her saying the things that she said about me can only come from them. So y'all don't think that I'm just blaming them as, oh, Shakenya, you ain't taking accountability. You just was a horrible mom, and that's why she don't like you, and that's why he took the baby away. No, if that was it, I would tell you. But I got video to show you what we was doing. Yeah, the last video we was filming for the trailer of the book in the Tuskegee Museum on the east side on Connors. We was filming. Yeah, we have 4 more scenes to film so I can put it together and make it a bestseller. Yep. That was the goal, right? Yeah, you got film to show that. I got film with them in the studio with me at the radio station. yeah, filming behind the scenes. The baby was actually on the radio, and so was the oldest. So I got video footage to back up everything. I got pictures to show us inside and video of us cleaning buildings together. Yeah, so you know that we was all cleaning in the cleaning company, which was a business that I established to create generational wealth for me and my children, right? So me teaching them about credit, entrepreneurship, and home ownership, what best way to teach them about entrepreneurship than showing them how a business works, right? So yeah, it can be a cleaning company, it can be any kind of company, any kind of business, because you got to structure it the same way. You got to go, is it an LLC? Is it a corporation? Is it a, you know what I'm saying? You got to pick the entity. Then you got to go register it in your state. So I mean, you got to do the same steps that you would do for any business, right? I'm quite sure Dad and them downplayed my cleaning company. I can see the grandma, I can hear the grandma telling the baby, why she got you cleaning? You ain't nobody's maid. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, I can guarantee you nobody was over there saying, that's good that your mama done started a business. Oh my God, she done raised y'all up in this business. Her grandkids will be able to take over this business. When she leave here, she'll be able to leave y'all something. This is a way for y'all to generate money so that y'all can invest in y'all own businesses and have y'all own careers. And yeah, this is the vehicle that we use. I know wasn't nobody over there telling her that. Because she stopped cleaning with us immediately when she went to go stay with her, right? As if that was beneath her. Yeah, no, you got to teach them the business. So if that means you got to clean a couple toilets so you will know how long it takes for your employees to come in and out your business, that's what you got to do. You got to know how long it takes to clean, and the only way you going to know that is if you clean it yourself, right? And in the same token, I'm making sure my children are humble and grounded. Oh, yeah, you will never forget where you came from, right? So, yeah, get in there, clean that toilet, wipe that counter off, sweep and mop that floor, take out that trash, right? Because this is your contract. Take care of your contract. So yeah, when you train your employees, you're gonna train them to your specifications and make sure that the building is clean. Yeah, you're gonna make sure that you hitting all points when you training them, and then you pull out and somebody cleaning for you, right? But you gotta know the business first. You gotta do, yeah. So I bet you they wasn't over there talking to her like that, and that's actually one of our manipulation tips. Yeah, supporting your baby mama and baby daddy. Yeah. Your baby mama, baby daddy got a dream. They getting out the hood. They starting a business. They want the child to know and learn the trade and this and that. You encourage that. You make sure that child is available. You take that baby over there. Shoot, you should be helping. Yeah. If y'all had a business when y'all was together, when y'all was married, y'all should still have that business. Yeah. You get an east side location. I get a west side location. I ain't got to talk to you until we have company meetings. But don't let the business go, right? Because you creating generational wealth for your family, right? So y'all couldn't get along, I get that, right? Okay, y'all broke up, I get that. But maintain that business, right? Fix it, Jesus. So yeah, you support your baby mama and your baby daddy. So, like I said, what if he didn't do none of that? What if he encouraged her to work with me to clean the company? What if he encouraged her to work with me with the youth program? Yeah, she was a mentor in the youth program. She was going to the jail tours with us. Her and my oldest daughter were going to the family meetings for the girls. Yeah, it was a pilot program, so we only did it like 4 times. But it definitely was what I was looking for, because I wanted a peer-on-peer mentoring situation. And also, when I did the family meetings with the girls, they were so emotional, right? Always crying, and it felt like all the adults was on and attacking them. But bringing my daughters in, they kind of balanced out the situation, right? So they were like interpreters for the children, right? So when the kids said what they had to say as far as to the parents, my children regurgitated it and they talked to the parents for the children. Well, did you understand what they meant by that? Yeah, one issue we had, the parents going through the young lady's diary or something like that. So when my baby said what she said to the parent, they understood that was an invasion of privacy and how to, yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Only if she would have been able to remain with us and continue, right? Yep, we only did like maybe 4 meetings, but when I tell you, it was everything that I thought it would be. Yeah, so all those times in the car, talking to them about what I learned in school, I had them sign a confidentiality form. Yeah, so that they wouldn't divulge any of the information that they heard, because I let them hear the voice messages of the parents when they call in to complain about the kids, and then I would talk to them and ask them how would they handle it. What were some of the things, just knowing what they know from the parents, what are some of the tactics they will have when we go into this family meeting. Oh yeah, my little babies had their little notebooks and they was little therapists, right? So, and I tell you, that was most. So yeah, why he wouldn't encourage that? So what if he did? Because I'm quite sure he didn't, because she couldn't work with us after that either. Yeah, she totally disconnected from us. Period. So no more cleaning. She didn't go with us to the youth program. She didn't go to the radios. Yeah, all that was stopped. And she was making money. Yeah, I had set her up a bank account. And by her being so young, I had to sign for it. Yeah, so I set her up a bank account so I can pay them directly. They got paid for the family business. Yeah, they got paid for cleaning. Yeah, they was making money. Remember, I was teaching them about money management. Yeah, while the oldest was in high school and the baby was in middle school, yeah, I was still teaching them about money management, how to save, how to spend, prioritizing. Yeah, fix it, Jesus. So why Dad wouldn't support that? And then I can't use the what if on my side because Dad didn't have a business. But if Dad had a business, what if I didn't encourage her to work with him? Every time she said she ain't want to go, I'd be like, shit, you ain't got to. He ain't making no money anyway. It's dumb for him to even start this and that. What if I just start ragging on his business, right? Yeah. Why would you think she would treat him, and how would she feel about his business and him trying to create generational wealth for his family, right? Fix it, Jesus. Okay, that was one manipulation tip. I think yesterday we stopped at downplaying the siblings. Like if you have children by somebody who has children by other people, yeah, those is that child's siblings, period, right? So by her growing up with my children, and my children had different dads, right? I'm quite sure Dad was probably calling my children her half siblings, right? And what that does is that desensitizes the relationship that they have. It melts away the bond, because yeah, I wasn't raising my kids like that. Yeah, I was raising them to love each other, support one another. This your brother, this your sister, shoot, this your little uncle, but he was raised like he your brother. So yeah, we are a team, we are a family, we are together, right? So those are my family values, right? So morals and values definitely should have been in line. So when it came to him and his wife having a child, I prepared her for that child. Yeah, I know that ain't my baby, but that's going to be her sibling. That's going to be her little brother, right? So she has to love and treat him like these siblings treat her, right? Now her role is changing. When that baby comes, she's not just going to be the baby in our household, but she's going to be the oldest sister in that household. So me talking to her about her responsibilities, the relationship between her and that little baby, making sure she love that little boy before he get here, right? If you do not talk to your children about the other babies that's coming, it's a good chance that jealousy might set in. It's a good chance that they're going to pick on that little baby coming, right? So yeah, I made sure that she loved that little boy. I prepared her for her role for that little boy, right? So yeah, but what if I downplayed that relationship? That's your half brother. Yeah, you ain't got to do nothing for him. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? What if I can't even think of words to use, because I would never do that, right? So I can't even, but what if I did that? Desensitized her from that little boy, didn't prepare her for him, allow her to be jealous of him. Yeah, that incident, because I know I told you about it, but remember when the grandmama told her to call CPS on that bitch, on her bonus mom? Fix it, Jesus, a Christian show. Yeah, she threw that baby in the pen. So all that work I put into preparing her for that little boy, right? By the grandma playing favoritism, and by the grandma staying right across the street and not having nothing to do with that little boy the first year he was here, because she felt like the wife set the son up. This is the wife. I'm telling you, that inappropriate ass relationship they had, that's why I had to get out. Yeah, she act like I was the mistress. She act like that was her man, and I was intruding and not welcome, right? That's the type of mother-in-law she was. You know, the type of mother-in-law that don't understand that you don't lose a son, you gain a daughter. Yeah, she was that type, acting like that's her man, right? Getting mad if he don't do something right away, right? Getting mad at me, right? So she was mad at the new wife because she had a baby by her husband, right? So when I tell you she didn't have nothing to do with that little boy, I'm not making this up. I don't come on here just to expose them, but they took my baby. So since they took my baby, I'm going to let you know who they is, right? And they is a person who didn't have nothing to do with her own grandchild for a whole year, right? So that feeds off into the baby, my baby. So the hateful feelings that she had towards that little boy, yeah, rubbed off. So what she do? She threw that little boy in the pen where it was toys. He could have hurt himself. Anything could have happened to that baby, right? So, of course, when the bonus mom called to ask me what to do, you discipline her. You are her mom when she's over there. This is your house. You take control of your house. She ain't running nothing. You discipline her, and then I'll be over there in 15, 20 minutes to discipline her ass, too. So she'll know better. She ran across the street and told the grandma. The grandma said, call CPS on that bitch. She has no right to put her hands on you. Now, this is within the village. This is an elder. This is somebody that I'm raising my daughter to love and respect. So by all means, she's going to listen to her and do what she say, right? You don't feed jargon like that into children. All y'all got to be on the same level, on the same playing field. When she ran across the street to that grandma should have tapped that ass too and sent her back across the street. That's how I was raised. That's the era I come from, and that's how I'm raising my children. She got to know right is right, wrong is wrong, and she got to know there are consequences to her action. She got to know that was bad. That was a bad thing. So by grandma saying what she said to condone bad behavior, right? So yeah, she might be, I don't know how she is as an adult. Yeah, she probably a mean girl. She probably make fun of people. She probably kick people when they down. If she's taking on her father's characteristics in that village and them traits just from them, yeah, she's probably mean. All that is conflicting with me raising her to be a lady, raising her to be a woman, raising her to be somebody's wife, raising her to be somebody's mother, raising her to be somebody's big mom. That's the future of who she's going to be. That evil, mean-ass grandmama is the template and the future of who she's going to be instead of the person that I wrote about in this book. Why? Because I'm not in her life. I'm not in her life to balance everything out, right? So, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. So the next one would be talking about CPS. We'll just roll into that one. The fact that grandma introduced that to her. Yeah, that's a way out for any child if they're being disciplined, if they're being told.
Yes, baby, for you.
I'll do it.
Baby. I got it right here.
Oh, bless your heart. I got it. Look, right. Thank you, baby. Yeah. Bless her heart. Yeah, bless her heart. Yeah. I had some trash up here. You know I was going to take care of it when I finished with y'all. But yeah, she came and that means she was raised right. Because I pick up stuff on the ground. If I'm out, yep, if it don't look too nasty, yep, I'll throw it away. I can hear my grandma's voice in my head. Shit, if you walked over it and you see that you just as trifling as the person that dropped it. That's what she would say. Yeah. So if it ain't too nasty, I'll throw it away. Yeah. So yep, CPS and emancipation. I believe is the right word when you want to take your parents to court and try to divorce them or go no contact. Yeah, you gotta have reasons for that. Yeah, if there's no abuse or neglect, there's no reason for you to talk about CPS to a child and talking to them about how they can get a CPS case open on the other parent. Right? You don't do that. You just don't do it. But what if I did it? Yep. What if I talked about CPS every time that grandma was drunk? Every time that grandma called her out her name, because I know she called her a bitch twice. What they was talking about, I do not know. Dad said he took care of it, but me, myself, I should have just stopped her from going over there. Yeah, I should have stopped her from going over there, and then it should have been supervised visits only, right? That way I know exactly what's being said to my baby and who's saying what, right? But yeah, called her out her name twice. I happened to hear about it because, of course, they don't tell me nothing when she's over there, so I didn't know. But yeah, I wanted to go put hands on that grandma. Yeah, he said he took care of it. He said it never happened again. But what if I harped on that, and what if I used that as a way of her knowing you can call CPS? She ever do that again? Like I'm turning her on them. Yeah, you don't do that. That's her family. Yeah. So one thing I hate that he wasn't teaching her was you can't choose your family. Yeah. He taught her that you can. Yeah, so her getting rid of me, her not talking to her siblings and talking to them when she feel like it and talking to whoever when she feel like it. Yeah, that's all unorthodox. It's all out of order. That's not how you teach when you're teaching family values, right? There's no way she should be able to pick and choose. But one thing I did tell my children, if she tried to come back, don't turn your back on her. Yeah, she's been abused. That's the reason why she's not in your life. So don't hold on to that. Don't harbor those anger, those feelings. Don't do that. Somebody turned her against y'all. Y'all didn't do anything because the way everything played out, my children feel like they did something wrong, right? Here it is. They were top-notch citizens. They were perfection in my eyes, right? No alcohol, no mental disorders, no addictions to drugs and alcohol, no police contact. Right? That right there is the base and the foundation for anything, right? My 2 children graduated, right? The oldest was in nursing school. I mean, the kids were phenomenal. My fatherless boys were fathers to their children, right? Fix it, Jesus. They were gentlemen, right? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. So when he pulled her out the way he did and she went no contact, it made them instantly feel like they did something wrong, right? Changed their whole demeanor, their whole character. My children went from everybody being happy to not everybody is sad all the time. Yeah, my children were looked at 6 years ago before the baby left. They had a bright future. They were working on future plans. All those dreams are deferred within the last 6 years. It robbed them of their confidence. It robbed them of everything that was so holy in them when he pulled that baby out, right? Fix it, Jesus. But yeah, what if I talked about CPS all the time and talked about how she can go to court every time she got mad at them? Instead of telling him that she was mad, I would hold that as ammunition and use it every time she get mad, make her madder and madder. Yeah, call CPS on them. You ain't gotta go back over there no more. Fix it, Jesus. And this is the last one. Not encouraging her to forgive me. Yeah. For whatever I did, because I still don't know. Yeah, for a child to go no contact, like I said, it would have had to be a build-up. Either it would have had to be something from the parent telling you over and over again, don't do this, don't do that. You keep doing it, and then eventually something happens to the baby. Or you doing it to the baby, and the baby down told you stop doing it, and you keep doing it or something, and the hate just builds up. Yeah, I cannot imagine for the life of me anything that I could have possibly have done for her to hate me. But the fact that she do and chooses not to deal with me, yeah, if she ever wanted to forgive me, I'm quite sure Dad's not encouraging it. Yeah. At her event, that was the first time I had seen her in 6 years. Me and my son was at her event. My son catered it and I helped him out. Yep, it wasn't nothing but love in the building, right? After I left that event, I went to go see my oldest daughter model, right? She had a modeling show. The baby was supposed to come. I'm quite sure he made up a reason for her not to come. And I'm quite sure when he seen how happy she was to see all of us together with her, I'm quite sure Dad brought up that I haven't been in her life the last 6 years. And I'm quite sure Dad brought up the reason why she probably mad at me still. And she probably mad at me because I didn't buy her some shoes or something. But I'm quite sure he probably throws that up. Little stuff like that she probably was mad at me about. And I guarantee you Dad is throwing it up every time she asks about me or even think about forgiving me and want me in her life. I guarantee you. But what if I did that? Yep. Instead of making her feel okay when he missed her games, what if I came in like, see, another game he missed. I know. Can't count on him. Such a disappointment. Yeah, he's a terrible dad. Yeah. But if I did that and she want to forgive him and I'd be like, I wouldn't, because he gonna do it again. Yeah, as soon as you forgive him for missing that game, yeah, he probably gonna miss the next. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I let him know too when you see him. I let him know how you feel. Right, putting a child against a dad. Somebody you supposed to be teaching her to love and respect. But instead teaching her to go against them. Yeah, you don't do none. These are all the manipulation tips that I think Dad was using. So we breaking them down. We going in what if world. I'm gonna have to come up out of there, right? But we're gonna try to cover all the manipulation tips so far. I think we're at almost 30 that were possibly used every time I drop that baby off. For her to go no contact with me and a whole family, a whole village that's been in her life her whole life. Yeah, a lot of stuff had to be done to make it happen. Like I told you, the better the parent you are, the more manipulation tips have to be used on your baby. So just look at it this way. The better the parent you are, the more abuse your child is going to endure. Yeah. So y'all, that's it. I gotta go. I gotta go to work. Oh, my boy Raynard. Wait a minute. My boy Raynard, guys. Hard work pays the bills. He got merch. He has a gym on 8 Mile near Beach Daily, Triple Action Fitness. That's my homeboy. I went to school with him, y'all. So make sure y'all check him out. Raynard Brown. I'm going to tag him on Facebook, y'all. And I'm going to tag him on TikTok. All right, y'all. I'm out. All right, guys. Enjoy your Monday. Trying to come off, y'all. It won't let me.